Good morning, everyone. So, this morning session is all about imagination and why it is so important for you to make your life in 2024 even better. And this is part of my certification for the Napoleon Hill Institute. And I love to also share this with you right now as a live video. So if you are seeing it right now, feel free to ask your questions or to leave your comments. And if you see it in a replay, of course, let me know your feedback as well. So let us just jump into it. Imagination. You I'm not playing the song, but this is the related mosaic about John Lennon's famous title, Imagine All the People. And so this is a time I don't want to go into the news, but where imagination and like seeing things in a different way can really help, to say the least. And so let us go about why imagination is so important for us and how we can use it. Because it creates something out of nothing. It's the central element that we create the life we really want. And so this is about Napoleon Hill, right? The first really, really big writer about self development who turned this subject of self development into a market basically, and also wrote this book, Think and Grow Rich. And I want to read out of this chapter that he especially devotes about imagination. So imagination, he already saw that important, well, less than 100 years ago, but already quite a lot of time ago, when we always find Napoleon Hill has so many things that he can contribute to our life, even today, that it is so much worth going into these principles and into this success literature and just dive into the chapter of imagination, where he writes, the imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by man. The impulse, the desire is given shape, form, and action through the aid of the imaginative faculty of the mind. And through the aid of his imaginative faculty, man has discovered and harnessed more of nature's forces during the past 50 years than during the entire history of the human race previous to that time. So I think this can still hold true today. So we are in this, well, in this development where we are always doubling our knowledge. We are now with the AI movement, so there's so much going on. It's all through imagination. And I think a lot of people are afraid about AI and also about the negative scenarios. It So this is an open discussion. However, that's also, yeah, turn back like 86 years ago, when also the world was moving in a very fast pace, and Napoleon Hill discovered that imagination, or laid it out what the real success principles are, that it's not the efficiency alone, that it's the imagination. And so the workshop wherein the ideas are fashioned. And why is imagination so important? Because it's part of one of the faculties, and the faculties that Napoleon Hill has already laid out. So here he is, the man who wrote Think and Grow Rich. He interviewed the richest people of the time and also researched them like a scientist, and wanted to know what is the common denominator, what makes success. And out of this research came the book Think and Grow Rich, published 1937. And yeah, so that is here where he writes about the man's only limitation within reason lies in his development and use of imagination. And imagination, as I just said, is one of the faculties that are so special to our mind. The faculty like reason, like will, like memory, like perception, intuition, and imagination. What are the benefits? Of course, you are yeah, you move on. So you're creative, you make the difference, you're show also more empathy, you build better relationships, imagination helps your social skills. So these are all the immediate advantages, but let us go a little bit deeper into it as well. If somebody says I'm not creative, so this is absolutely not true. Everybody is creative because we are all creating something out of nothing. So where you are today, your job, your finances, your relationships, everything is a result of your imagination. And also, well, acknowledge that of course you can even have more use of your imagination in this regard. So stop it if you say, okay, I'm not creative. This is something that definitely puts down your energy and also your possibilities at the end. And yeah, so also, well, encouraging you, you think you don't have any imagination. Also, this thought, this perspective, what sets us really apart from animals, from us as men. And you could say, well, the DNA is 98% the same as of an ape. So what is different? What separates us from the animals? And you can say that speech, fire, agriculture, writing, tools, large-scale cooperation, maybe that's it. Maybe that's what makes us humans better, because we can speak very distinctively. We have produced fire, agriculture, writing, tools, cooperation, right? That's it. But if you are looking at the animal world, you can say that in fact, if we set the bar very low, we can conclude that parrots can speak, ants have agriculture, crows make tools, bees cooperate on a large scale. So that's not it. And you would probably know what I want to imply here. It is the imagination that really sets us apart. The two major factors, the language and the, well, imagination, that we can see something that does not exist yet. And how does you help imagination help you to win? So this is well a demonstration, also a presentation inspired by Bob Proctor, who was a disciple, let's say it like this, from Napoleon Hill, because Bob Proctor really took the teachings and the knowledge and the ideas from Napoleon Hill a level further. And one thing that Bob Proctor is so famous for is that he also combined the idea of frequency, of vibration, and this whole idea of getting into a state of mind through a higher vibration into this existing success literature and speech. And also Napoleon Hill talks about frequency, but Bob Proctor really again put this more at an emphasis. And so this is how imagination works. So you see your results are tied to your thoughts, to your mindset. Your thoughts are on a certain frequency as well, and so they create results. If you have a goal that is a higher goal, that is on especially a goal that you have never really achieved, and that is something you don't even know how to reach for it, then imagination comes into play. First, because your goal, you have to think of the goal, because it is not something that you have seen so far. It's not something that you are that really exists. So therefore, you have to imagine it. But then the imagination helps us to have thoughts and be focused on the goal, and also get into the frequency. And that is when the imagination helps us over and over again to get into this higher vibration, to get into the state of mind, so that we can achieve the goal. So this is from Bob Proctor point of view. That goes absolutely in the Napoleon Hill's teachings as well. Yeah, so how to deal with discouragements? Of course, this is something where imagination plays a role as well. So we all know that life doesn't always work as we plan, and so there's also experiences that are discouraging, from starting from the school, starting from work. So what is it that we can do to, well, help us to move on? And therefore, imagination definitely is something that we have to train. And here are some ideas how you can help your imagination to grow. The idea of daydream. Edgar Allan Poe said, "They who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night." So put yourself into this idea that you let your mind wander, that new ideas come. And also put yourself in boring situations, which is something that is very difficult these days if we always have a smartphone that, here we go, that we can use, and where we have some very nice, well, kind of information overflow that we can produce ourselves. So the boredom is something that helps our imagination. So, and also go into like something that that helps to free your mind, like sports, like a repetitive simple task. Well, clean up your room, something like that. That can help your imagination to grow. And then a very big point that I have made my experience myself is meditation, because the meditation brings in this subconscious ideas, and also the intuition comes into play, where like ideas are played out to you that wouldn't have come if you wouldn't have made the room for it, right? And also imagination, I would say socialize, go live, tell a story. Also like reflect with others. This is what I'm doing right now, so I'm sharing it with you. If you have any idea, if you have any comment on it, I'm happy for it, of course. And so this is also my way to help my imagination to grow and to flow, basically. And take a walk. That's one of the most easiest thing that you can do. Just distance yourself from the situation where you are. If you are moving into, if you are out at work today, either at home or either at the workplace, go for a walk, distance yourself, because this helps your imagination to grow. And here, of course, the idea to study as well. Read books from people who have already imagined things and study that. And here is something special. Find blue. I found as well, when I researched for what can help your imagination grow, blue is the color. Look at blue. Blue is often called the color of the mind. Strong blues evoke clear thoughts, while soft blues will help us stay focused and serene at the same time. If you need to connect with your imagination, wear something blue, look at a blue piece of art, just stare at the sky, right? So that's my idea how you can, yeah, help your imagination thrive. And I'm just coming out from the self-discipline camp that I am doing this January every morning at 5:30. And there is a lot about the idea of go out with the attitude as the person, with the attitude of a person that you would like to be, with the attitude of a person that has the success that you aspire. And this was one question that was asked me some minutes ago about attitude. And I think it totally fits in the imagination. The question was, how can I radiate of the attitude of the successful person I want to be? And here as well, go into imagination, go into the details also of the situation you would like to create. Go deep, smell it, feel it, and see the details. That's the way how imagination can really help you to create that picture. And then again, think of this frequencies to put you into this frequency of the success that you are aspiring to. And last thoughts on imagination. And so this is maybe a situation that you will find today when you go to work. And yeah, think of that. We can use imagination also in a negative form, that we think, oh, there is this colleague coming back. There is this question again. If we are imagining bad things happening to us or other things we don't want, this will realize, of course, as well. So imagination goes always. And the key is to learn to use your imagination consciously and purposely to create the experiences that you really want in life. And also one thing that I wanted to, that I read through my studies, that be grateful for the limitations you receive in life, because these are often the biggest, well, the biggest starters for your imagination. Because if there is a limitation that you cannot overcome in a certain way, so your limitation gets on fire. And of course, it has to be awakened. It has to also be left room for. And then, so there is the architect Frank Lloyd Wright, who said that man built the best and the best buildings when the limitations were very high. So the human race is built most nobly when limitations were greatest. So that is an idea also for bringing in the idea and the concept of gratefulness here into the imagination. Because if something is limiting you, the time, the space, or the finances or so, there is another way. And so you can imagine that and then realize, because what you can see in your mind, you can hold in your hands. That's the idea of the Think and Grow Rich of Napoleon Hill. Yeah, and also let us inspire, of course, from the children who are masters of acting as the person they want to be, and also imagine themselves into the situation that they want to see, even if the conditions are not right. So build your own plane, build your own imaginatory thought for today. This is my inspiration for you today. If you find this interesting and you think, okay, that's kind of good stuff, it has some basic solid thing, it already comes from 1937. This Napoleon Hill Institute, never heard of it, but there might be something to it, because so many other legends of mindset, of self-development are basically building their, lessons, their beliefs on this as well, on Think and Grow Rich. Then you might want to know more about Napoleon Hill and the Napoleon Hill Institute. And I'm an ambassador for the Napoleon Hill Institute, and I am inviting you to learn more about it. If you're interested, write me a message. There are fantastic, well, possibilities to just have a look at it and learn more about it. And as well, as I just said, the self-discipline camp that we do every morning, where we also go into the principles and start the day for with the principles of Napoleon Hill, and bring this day into the way how we want to imagine our day to work. And so as you live your day, you live your life. So this is my idea for you, especially at the beginning of 2024. Wishing you a great day. Thank you very much for your attention. Let me know your comment, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my profile. Wishing you a fantastic day and looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye.